Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this video by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, HaKodash, the bonds to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elected nation of Israel. This is Aratazah from the Great Millstone GMS Atlanta camp, and just want to do another video. All right. As always, hit a few scriptures. Dealing with the topic of the kingdom of heaven, the rulership of the nation of Israel, future prophecy, and how our enemies, our enemies being the other nations, are not going to rise up against us in the kingdom at some point or after a 1,000-year period, contrary to what's being taught over at the IUIC under Bishop Nathaniel, which there was a video circulating around where he was going into how how after 1,000 years in the kingdom, Esau is going to basically resurrect and try to come against us in the kingdom, and that's not true. All right, that's absolutely false. And I did a video maybe about a day or two ago going into Revelation 20, real briefly, as well as other elders and apostles and other brothers did a bunch of responses. So I just wanted to I guess add some more fuel to the fire with a couple more scriptures, because that doesn't make any sense, man. All right. This is the final, the final time, for lack of a better term, for war. All right. When the scripture says, when you read Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, as a matter of fact, let me have one of the scriptures up here on my tabs here. When the scriptures say that there should be no more war, that's exactly what it means, man. It don't mean it's not going to be no war for just that 1,000-year period. No, it means forever. It's not going to be any more wars on the earth when the Israelites are in power. All right. Now this is Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. Okay, starting at verse 1. You see, it says there, the Most High's universal reign. And it says the word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. All right. Judah and Jerusalem represents all 12 tribes of Israel, from Judah all the way down to Issachar. In verse 2, it says, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. All right. So this is referring to in the kingdom of heaven, when the Israelites are established. Okay. Mountains represent governments. So this is the government of Israel. All right. In the kingdom. And it says, verse 3, it says, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. All right. So we're going to teach the laws. All right. The other nations are going to have to submit and bend to the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and the earth is going to be governed under the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. All right. And then it has the point, verse 4. It says, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. All right. So these are swords and spears are weapons. All right. But plowshares and pruning hooks are tools of basically tools of farming, tools of agriculture, which you use to work the land. All right. And it says, nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn of war anymore. And that's point blank period, man. There's never going to be any wars or any type of skirmish on the earth. All right. And the Edomites in particular are not going to try to start some type of rebellion and rise up against us while Yahweh Shai sitting on the throne. That's absolute madness, man. Okay. It makes it very, very clear here. There's not going to be any wars on the earth. No weapons, man. All right. There's going to be total peace, and the nations are going to be in total subjection. All right. It's not going to be no Edomite uprising after that. That's total BS, man. All right. So I just wanted to read that. And now the next one I'm gonna bring out is right. Isaiah the 24th chapter. And I believe they read this in their video, but they didn't break it down correctly. So this is Isaiah 24, and let's read the 19th verse. It says, the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. This is speaking about in the future when nuclear war has begun. All right. And the earth is going to, as it's going to say, it's going to reel to and fro like a drunkard. When you read certain prophecies, it likens the nuclear destruction to an earthquake. All right. Followed by a mushroom cloud. That's talking about the thermonuclear destruction. In verse 20, it says, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. All right, now this is the main part I want to get right there. It shall fall and not rise. What does it mean, or what is going to fall and not rise again? First and foremost, Esau. Okay, because this is currently his world. This is his setup. So Esau is going to fall and not rise again, as well as his system. All right. This Babylonian, modern Romanized system, the beast, it's not going to rise again, man. It's going to fall, and that's it. All right. It's after 1,000 years in the kingdom, it's not going to be some type of, as I mentioned, some type of uprising where he just pops back up and tries to go to war with us. No, that's not going to happen, man. After 1,000 years of hardcore bondage, the Edomites are going to be eradicated off the earth, as pursuant to the book of Obadiah. All right. As a matter of fact, we'll get that next. Let me pull it up here, if I may, so I don't forget. Obadiah 1. All right, let's go back to Isaiah. All right, yeah. So. And it shall fall and not rise again. This current world, this current system, this current rulership, which is pretty much ruled by Esau, the Edomites. All right. Once the Most High drops this place and drops Esau from that high position, that's it, man. All right. There's no do-overs, man. This is it. All right. Verse 21, it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. That's going into the super rich elite of not only Esau, but the other nations as well. And it says, verse 22, it says, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison. And after many days shall they be visited. That many days ain't talking about the 1,000 years, because the super rich elite are going to have to be slaves, man. They're going to have to work. So at first, initially, yeah, we're going to bound them and put them in chains and put them in prison. But after a certain amount of time, which ain't no 1,000 years, all right, after a certain number of days, they're going to have to come out of there and they're going to have to work. They're going to have to build up the kingdom. All right. We always say that the elites are going to be the first crop of slaves, man. You think we're going to have them the elites in there for a whole 1,000 years? No, they're gonna have to come out of there after a certain amount of time. So this has no correlation, as we mentioned in prior videos. The verse here has no correlation with the 1,000-year period in Revelation 20. Okay, these are two different prophecies, man. All right. In verse 23, it says, then the moon shall be confounded, and the sun ashamed, when the Lord of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, and before his ancients gloriously. Okay, which represents the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these nations, of the heathen. All right. It's another verse that proves that the nations are not going to rise up against us, because their wisdom is going to fail. All right. Their wisdom, their knowledge, their way of thinking is not going to prosper in the kingdom. The only thing that's going to prosper is the law, statutes, commandments, and the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay. So it's not talking about that, man. How the elites are going to be bound, but then after 1,000 years we're going to let them loot. No, after 1,000 years, after they serve that hardcore captivity, we're going to round them up, and all Edomites are going to be basically done away with, so to speak. All right, and then their spirit, because the spirits don't die, or spirits don't just die off, their spirit's going to be brought back through the other nations. Now this is Obadiah. All right, it's only one chapter. All right, so chapter 1 and verse let's see here where I want to start. All right, let's start at verse 17. All right, this is Obadiah 1:17. It says, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And it says, in the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, in the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken. This is talking about in the future, in the kingdom. All right, because Esau has to go into slavery first. All right, so this fire being kindled is after the fact, after Esau has served his punishment, have served his captivity, then there's not going to be any remaining of the house of Esau. All right, so that total annihilation, or that doing away with, for lack of a better term, is going to come after that 1,000-year period, man. Not them rising up again to go to war with us, man. That's stupid. All right. To further go into that, this is Lamentations chapter 4, and going to the last verse, or verse 21 rather. Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked. All right, and that cup is already being passed to them. They being naked. Being made naked, meaning what? They're being exposed. They're showing their true nature. All right, their filth is being shown. You know, their spiritual hidden part, so to speak, is being shown. But ultimately, in the kingdom, that cup represents what? Slavery, captivity, judgment. All right, just as we had to drink of that cup. All right, on this side, man. So that cup is going to be turned to them now. All right. And it says 22, it says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. And it says, he will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sin. See that? So the tables are going to turn, man. All right. Where the nation of Israel, we as a people had to drink of that cup. We had to go through the curses and go through the hell. Now Esau's going to go through that same thing in the kingdom. All right, for a period of 1,000 years, 1,000 years of raw, harsh captivity. And after that, but like we just read in the book of Obadiah, you're going to be done away with. We're going to kindle in them as a fire, man. All right, this is Deuteronomy 30:7. Just to hit the point more. This is Deuteronomy 30:7. The Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. See that? So right now we're under the curses, but the curses are, being pulled off of us, and now they're being put on our enemies, starting with Esau. All right, our number one enemy. But so on the I think that's Psalms 83, if I'm not mistaken, where it lists the enemies of our people. All right, so in the kingdom, Esau is going to be cursed, but in the kingdom, we're going to be blessed. So how are we blessed in the kingdom? All right, we finally, overcame the beast and overcame Esau, and we're blessed, and they're cursed, but somehow the Lord's going to allow them to rise up a second time to come again. That again, I got to keep reiterating, that's stupid, man. All right, they have the prophecies totally out of order. All right, the prophecies deal with a certain time sequence or timeline. All right, and he said that he said that the book of Ezekiel 30th chapter is in the future. No, we're experiencing Ezekiel 38 right now, man. All right, but that's what happens when you don't know what you're talking about and you're leading people astray. Now I want to check something real quick. Let me go back to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Um, let's see. Um, okay. We can move on. I was looking for a particular verse. I thought I said it here, but that's all right. But yeah, point being, in the kingdom, we're gonna be totally blessed, man. All right, we're not gonna have a worry. We're not gonna have to get ready for a battle to go against that battle's gonna be done. It's gonna be done with, man. All right, and that final battle is coming. All right, this is Revelations 13 and starting at the 11th verse. All right, this is showing the prophecy says that the beast would basically resurrect, or Esau come back into power, but it only speaks about coming back one time. It don't say that he would or the beast would be resurrected twice, as if he came back in this time, right? Then he's going to be defeated by the Lord and the angels, but then in the kingdom, he's going to come back again to try to come. That the prophecies don't say that. All right, but it does say this, Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had horns, he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. It's talking about this Americanized system. The two horns like a lamb represent the Democratic Republican Party. All right, but then it says what? A lamb is like a docile, non-threatening animal, which is how America, tries to be seen as. But then it says what? And he spake as a dragon, though. See, he spake as a dragon, going into those draconian laws and measures, man. He creeps down. He try to come soft and humble like a lamb. All right, but through his laws and policies, that's how he gets you. Here's the point, verse 12. It says, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, but you're going to find out this is the Roman Empire, and causeth the earth and them that which dwell with therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. All right, that's talking about the Roman Empire, because the Roman Empire fully didn't fully fall. It was just wounded, or it was, it basically went down for a period of time, but it wasn't fully out, if that makes sense. Because we had to rule that 1,000-year period, which is the Byzantine Empire, the Dark Ages. But through the Renaissance, which the word Renaissance means the rebirth, that's how the so-called white man came back into power. So that's what that's talking about. Okay, when it says whose deadly wound was healed. But the point I'm trying to make is that the wound don't get healed twice, man. All right, it's just one time for Esau to rise up. And that was in what 1400s, I believe, which around the time of the Renaissance period. All right, when Esau started getting back in there. That's what that's talking about, man. They ain't talking about in the kingdom. Where Esau just, somehow just gets a second shot to be the devil, going around speaking lies, because that's what it says in Revelations. He was loose for a little season. He was able to go around spewing. He ain't gonna do that in the kingdom. He's gonna be in complete subjection, man. All right, we're gonna have total dominance over this devil in the other nations, man. Okay, start with the top tier elites on down to the last peon heathens, man. Total domination and power over the nations, which is why we're gonna have those rods of iron. Okay, as soon as they get one inkling out of line, all right, we're gonna bop them in the head with those big scepters, man. Okay, so I just want to show that. All right, the deadly wound was prophesied to be healed only one time. That was the Renaissance period. We're in Esau's rulership now. We were coming to the end of this rulership, okay, which is going to be through through violence, through the nuclear war. You got the Syrian slavery for 1,000 years in the kingdom, and after that, it's a wrap, man. All right, there's no coming back. There's no rebellion or uprising to that's total madness, man. Okay, so I just want to go into a couple of scriptures on that, just a little extra on that topic, man. All right. Yeah, Lord willing, you was edified, giving all praises and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Chakwadash, and Lord willing to the next lesson, Lord willingly, I'm say Shalom.